Okay, so go ahead and get your Rubik's Cubes out. And the first step you want to do is locate the white in the center. Okay, yellow's always going to be on bottom, white's always going to be on top. No matter how you turn this, that's not going to change. Okay, so locate, put the white on the top. Okay, so the first step you want to do is you want to create a white cross. Don't worry about anything else. You want just white, 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 white. Now, the first easy way to do that is you just look at the bottom. Is there anything white right here? There's not. So let's see if there's anything white on the centers of anything else. There's actually quite a few right here. So if it's on the side like this, it's easy. You just turn it up like that, okay? If it's on the white like this, it's a little bit more difficult. You kind of have to turn it out of the way, and then you can turn it up. See that? And let's see if we could find, here's another one, same kind of thing. We turn it away like that. And in this case, we're just going to do one more move like that just to get it set up in such a way that we can get it up. There's really no algorithms that we're going to be doing. It's just you kind of need to figure out how to get the white cross yourself. Okay, so there's that. So after you get the white cross, you want to make sure that all the colors here match, which they don't. There's only one that does. Okay, so in order to do this, we just look at this. These don't match, so I'm just going to rotate it to the bottom so that white's at the bottom. And because blue's right here, I want to move this until I get to the blue like that. So there's white on the bottom and then blue, and at that point I could just turn it up and now they match. Okay, now I just turned that other white piece down, so I'm going to move this one over until the oranges match up, which they do right there, and then we're going to turn it like that, and then again that green one, find the green, turn it up, and now all of a sudden you've got orange, orange, blue, blue, red, red, green, green with the white cross. Okay, so the next step is you want whites here, and you don't just want any white, you want the correct white. Okay, so just to help you understand what that means, this white needs to have a green here and a red here. Now you want to look at the center piece because that does not change, but it'll also be the same as this piece here. So white here, green, red. This one's going to be white, red, blue, white, blue, orange, and so forth. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do, and in order to do that, you need to flip the cube upside down so that white is now on top. So, or sorry, yellow's on top. So white is now on bottom and yellow is on top. And kind of the staging area for these white pieces are going to be these four corners. So we're going to get the right white piece above where we want it to go before we make the move. Okay, so in this case, this is a green and a red. So if we look here, we've got green and red. So I'm just going to move this right here. Green and red, you got red and green. So we know that this is the white piece that needs to go right here. Okay, so we're going to do an algorithm here that I just need you guys to memorize. And it might take a little bit. I'm only going to teach you the right side, but I will teach you the other side too. So just practice this. And you don't have to get to this stage to practice it. You can do it anywhere on the cube. Just get this so that it's in your muscle memory, okay? So I'm just going to do it. You go up and left, down, and put it back again. See that? So I'm going to do it again. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Okay, now if you can see, it's in the right spot. Now, it might only take once, might take twice, it might take 3 times or 4 times to be able to get that move down. And there's some shortcuts to that as well. So let's keep looking on the cube. Okay, here's another one. This one is blue and orange. It happens to be in the right place already. So we need to put it here. So I'm going to put it on top. Okay, and let's just do that again. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so let's move on. This one happens to be in the right spot as well. And voila, last one. So I need to put it over the correct corner, which is right here. Now, all the other ones I did, the white was on top. I'm going to pause it right here. Okay, so for this one, I could do the same move, but there's a shortcut to this one. So you can also go on this side. I'll show you that in a moment here. So here's the piece. We're trying to get it here. Now, because it's on the side and not the top, we can do this in one move. Okay, so if you notice it's on the side, rotate the cube so that it's on the side so you can't really see it. Okay, so you don't want to have it be facing you. You want it to be facing on the side. And then whatever side that happens to be on, which in this case it's the right side, you do the algorithm once. You notice that, and boom, it goes in. Now I'm going to show you how to do the other side, but I'm going to mix my cube up a bit so that I can show you that. Okay, so here's a case where I'm trying to get this white piece right here, and it's on a side. Okay, so I could do it from here like you guys are used to. It'll just take like 4 moves. So a shortcut is, like I said, we want this to be facing on the side. And because it's on this side, we're going to do the algorithm over here. It's the same thing except you turn the opposite direction on the side move. See that? And then it just took 1 move to do. So I'm going to show you that again. So it's up, then you go to the right, down, and then you go back. Okay? So it's out of place again. So for me to complete this in 1 move, I'm going to turn it this way. See that? Okay. Okay, so now let's just look at the Rubik's Cube. You can see that there's a T for each color. And you've got a full white on top, and you still have that yellow on the bottom. So we have successfully completed the first layer right here. These are all in the right spot. So the next layer we're going to work on is the second layer. Okay, remember white's on top, yellow's down here. So we're going to work on the second layer. So in order to do that, we need to flip the cube upside down again. And how this works is this is kind of the staging area. Like the last one, we wanted a piece here, and then we were going to move it here. In this case, we want the piece here, and then we're going to move it either here or here. Okay? So the first step to do this is you want to get any non-yellow piece, center piece. So you're looking at this one, this one, this one, or this one. Don't worry about the corners. Okay? So in this case, this one would not work because it is a yellow piece. Okay, so moving on, this one will work because there's no yellow in it. So look at the one that's facing you, and it's orange, and you want to rotate it until it's over the orange piece, like that. Okay? Okay, so once it's over the orange piece, white's on the bottom, you're going to figure out, do you need it to go here or here? Okay, so this is the magic color. So green is center right here. Blue is center over here. So we want this piece to be here. Just rotate like that, and boom, it'll be in the right spot. Okay, so in order to do this algorithm, what you need to do is, because it's going to the, in this case, it's going to the left, you want to, because this piece is going to the left right here, you want to turn the opposite direction. Okay, and once you've turned to the opposite direction, then on the side that you want it to go, you do the same algorithm we did before. Like that. And once you do that, you'll notice that a white piece will appear either here or here. Because we're doing it on this side and the white piece is over here, we're going to turn it this way. So we're going to turn it towards the way of the color we want it to go. And then we're going to do that algorithm again, except on the opposite side. That's why you need to have this memorized. Now, voila, all of a sudden, it's in the right spot. We're done. Okay, so let's find another one. So this one's yellow, we can't use this. Yellow, we can't use this. This one is blue and red. So I'm going to move this to the blue. Okay, and it's red. There's a red over here, there's orange over here, so we need to move it here. So we're going to move it to the right. So because of that, we're going to turn it to the opposite direction. And because we want it to go on the right, we're going to start the algorithm on this side. Okay, and you see that white one come across. So we want to turn it to the side we want it to go, and then do the algorithm opposite. And boom, it's in the right spot. Now sometimes you will find that there's a piece you need, so here's white. So there's a piece you need out because it's in the way, because this one's not yellow. You want it to be over here somewhere, right? So in order to get the piece out, you just do the algorithm and it comes out because you place another one in its place, right? So in this case, it doesn't really matter. We just want to pop it out. Okay, then turn it. And now we've replaced it with a different piece. And now that piece is made available that we can now move it to the right side. In this case, it's blue. We want it to go to the right, so I'm going to go opposite. And starting on the right side, do the algorithm. Turn it, and then do the algorithm until it gets in the right spot. So we're almost done with the second level. So let's go ahead and complete the second level here. So looking at the top, we've got this one here that's not yellow. So I'm going to move it. It's red, and I want it to move right here. So I'm going to go to the opposite direction, do the algorithm, turn it, do the opposite one, and let's evaluate. It looks like we're done with the second level. Now we're going to move on to the third level. Okay. So these two levels are done. The goal of this one is you want a yellow L right here. Now it's going to go a yellow L, and then it's going to go a yellow minus, and then we're going to do a yellow cross. There's some cases where you'll find that the cube is already in a position of L or minus or cross. In that case, you can skip to that step. But if you're like me and you don't have any of those, then you'll need to do these steps here. So because there's none of those, it doesn't really matter on what side we do this on. Just make sure white's on the bottom and yellow's on the top. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to rotate to the right the front, and then do the algorithm that you guys already know on the right side. It'll always be the right side in this case. And then after you do it, rotate the one that you rotated on the front back up. And as you can see, all the levels that we already completed are still there. So now we are at a position that we have that L, okay? You want that L to be on the back left side so that the L is right here. Okay, and once that's done, then you rotate the front to the right. You do that algorithm again, and you bring it back up. And now you notice we have the minus, okay? And everything is still looking good. You don't want it to be like this. You want it to be like a minus. And then rotate. It doesn't matter if you do this side or this side. All that matters is that you've got the minus. Rotate the front to the right again. Do your algorithm. Rotate it back up. Oh boy, usually you don't get that far. I got lucky. Usually at this point you just have a cross, okay? So that's the goal. These won't match. In fact, they don't match on mine. These won't necessarily match. You just want to get the cross. So now that you have the cross, your goal is these pieces here, you want to be the same color as the centerpiece. So you want this to be blue, you want this to be orange, you want this to be green, and you want this to be red. Don't worry about the corners, we just want to solve those, okay? So how we're going to do that is we're going to see if there's any that match up already. There's only one, that doesn't help us. So maybe we can rotate, see if there's another one that matches. There's not. If we rotate again, here's an orange one. Okay, so it doesn't really look like, oh, look at that. So in here, we have two of them matching that are next to each other. Okay, so if you find that's a good one. If you find that, then you can go ahead and do this algorithm. If not, then you can do the algorithm anywhere. It doesn't matter. So you want to have the one that is in the right spot on the right side and on the back. Okay, right side and back. Once you do that, then on this side, you're going to have to just memorize this. So you go up, then you go over, down, over again, up, and then you go back to where it went, so you have to go twice, and then back down, and then over again. So just memorize it, practice a bunch. Now what that did is it put, with the cross here, all the colors in the right spot. Okay? Just like that. Now if it didn't, then look at your pieces, and again, rotate this top one until you see at least two on sides like this that are next to each other, and you want to have the color here and here, the right pieces here and here. If there are other places, this won't work. So in the back and on the right, and then you do that algorithm. So now you're on the second to the last algorithm to solve the Rubik's Cube. So the goal of this one is to get the right cubes in each 4 of these corners, but they're not necessarily, the colors are not necessarily facing the right way. Okay, so if you look at this one, it's not in the right spot because you've got blue, yellow, and orange, but we've got green, orange, and yellow. This one is in the right spot because we've got green, red, and yellow, green, red, and yellow. So this is the right spot. Wrong, right. This one is also in the wrong spot, and this one is also in the wrong spot. So if they're all in the wrong spot, you could do this algorithm anywhere. If there's one in the right spot, then you want it to be on the front right side of your cube, so right here. Okay, so this is the right one, so I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so with this in the correct spot, facing me, closest to me and to my right, this is the algorithm. Again, you will just have to memorize this. So you want to start with the top going to the left, the right going up, and then the top going back to the right, the left up. Then you're going to go to the top left, the right down, the top right, and the left down. That's it. And once you do that, you can see, are they all in the right spot now? This is not. This is not. This is. This is not. So just find the piece that's right and again put it to the closest one to you and to the right, and then do that algorithm again. Okay, now let's see if they're in the right spot. That one is, that one is, that one is, and that one is. Congratulations, now we've got the last algorithm. Okay, so this one we kind of got lucky because we already have 2 in place, which will make this half the speed that it normally would be. But for this last move, you want to rotate your cube so the white is now on the top, and you want to get the ones that are already completed. So how you're going to do this is you're going to solve this in a right rotation way, like this, and you're going to solve this one, then you're going to solve this one, then you're going to solve this one, etc. So if there's 2 of them that are done, you want to start, your starting cube is going to be the one closest to you to the right here. So you want to rotate this until it makes sense to start solving it. This one's already solved, so just keep moving. This one's already solved, so just keep moving. So this is the one that we're going to start on, and this is the one that we're going to end on. Okay, and I'll probably do one more video after this to show if you're not so lucky like this. So the goal of this is not to have it look good after you complete one part of this algorithm. You just want to worry about this cube. So the goal is to have the yellow on the bottom, blue here, and orange here. The whole cube's going to be messed up. The way you know that it's right is by looking at the centers. Okay, so you want to make sure that the blue is on the one that has the blue in the center, and so forth. Okay, so to do this, you do the algorithm that we did at the very beginning, not the very beginning, but close to, where you're always going to do it from the right side, where we go up, left, down, right. Now don't don't lose track. Make sure that white stays on bottom. Make sure that that the same side that you started with is facing you. Yellow's on the bottom. You just look here. Is this in the right spot? It is not. So do the algorithm again. Okay. If we look, is it in the right spot? Absolutely. Yes, it's in the right spot. So do not rotate the cube. You want to keep the cube facing you. You rotate only the bottom to get the next piece we want to solve in the right spot, which is right here. So I'm going to do it again. In the right spot? Nope. In the right spot? No, it is not. No, it is not. And now it's in the right spot. So then what do? We rotate to the right, and because it's all solved, we just kind of have to rotate it again until we're done. And you've successfully completed the Rubik's Cube. So I'm going to mix this up a little bit to get to a position where all 4 are in the wrong spot so that you can kind of see what a normal last move looks like. Okay, so I didn't quite get it where all 4 were different, but I did I did 3 of them. So I'll just show you what that last move can look like in that case. White's on top. I want this piece to be on my front right, and well, you want to put the next solving piece on the front right, and then do the algorithm. Okay, once it's solved, turn it. Solved, turn. Solved, turn, just like that. Okay, so congratulations to getting to this part of the series. You need to get this below 5 minutes. There are shortcuts to a lot of these moves, and I can show you some of these easier ways of doing it. Same combinations, just some skipped steps you don't necessarily have to do every time. So I could show you that in a couple more videos. Okay, so here's some more tips. So once you get to the point that you have the white cross and all the pieces in the correct place, and you need to flip it over, and these are the staging pieces to put down here. If you notice that there are no white on the top, it just means that they're all hanging out down here, probably in the wrong spot. So just like in another move I showed you, you just need to replace it in order to get it out. So I'm just going to move this one down here to get this one out. And I'll just do that normal move. And now you can see that there's a different piece in here, and now I can successfully move that piece where it should go in order to complete the move. Okay, so here's a quick shortcut. So you've got the white on the bottom. I'm trying to get this piece right down here. I told you that it's most efficient if it's on the side, you do this side. If it's on this side, you do this side. So you know that shortcut. But don't let this shortcut trick you out on other times we use this algorithm, but you actually don't need to do the last step of it at all once it's in place. Or yeah, so for instance, like for this one, it's just one move. All I have to do is go up, left, and you can see it lines up here, and then turn it down. I don't need to do that last move because it's already in place. It doesn't matter if I do this or not. Okay, so over here with this one, I'm trying to get it down here, but it's on top, so it doesn't really matter if I do it on this side or this side. But once I do this, you do need to complete the one and then do it again. You do need to complete it, but because it's lined up and I just finished it, I don't need to do that last step because it's in place. Okay, so a similar shortcut to this move where you're trying to move these pieces over here. Locate one that doesn't have yellow on it, like this one, and it needs to go right here, so I'm going to turn it to the opposite direction first. And when I do this move and then rotate it and do the move again, I don't need to do that last step where you turn it this way. forget about doing that because it's already in place. Okay, so another simple shortcut. We've done the 2 layers here. There's that L, so we want to get it in the top, in the behind left. And you remember how you turn the front right, and then you do the algorithm here. Rather than have to turn it up each time to check, just kind of glance at it. If you see that there's a white one here, or sorry, a yellow one here and a yellow one here, then yeah, complete it. But if you look and you're like, that needs another move, rather than have to turn it up to check and turn it back down to do it again, just leave it down there, just eye it. Make sure that minus is there, and then just do it again. And then you can eye it and be like, oh look, there's gonna be a cross there, and then complete it. Okay, here's a, oh wow, so this is kind of a weird example because I already started solving the very bottom here, but just believe me that this is already mostly solved. So I just put this piece in place. This is the very last algorithm, so I'm going to turn it to the right. Now, one kind of shortcut to not have to look at the bottom every time is look at this one here. Once this turns yellow, when you turn it down, you know it's going to be there. Okay, so I'm going to do the algorithm. So it's white, so that's not it. Yellow, okay? So now if I turn this down, I know it's already there, so now I can just turn this to the right. I don't have to look. Okay, so I'll do this another one here. Not that one. That one. Okay, that's all I have to do, and then I could just turn it. Okay? Okay, so one of the fastest things that you can possibly do is, there's some shortcuts I just showed you, but it's really how do you handle the cube? All right, so it's kind of awkward at first. You might be like, okay, I need to turn it this way, and then I need to turn this way, and then I need to turn this way. And it's like, which hand grabs it, and where do I do it? If you kind of notice the way that I was doing it, I kind of keep a good position on it so that I always have a reference of where things are. And when I'm going to the front or to the back, I use my hand like this. Same with this side. But when I turn on the other plane, I use this finger here, these fingers here, and that allows me to quickly trigger something across. So if I go up, rather than have to move this, leave this alone, just have this finger right here and just pretend like you're pinching. Okay, so your thumb's here, your fingers here, and just pinch, bring it together. See that? So then I could go pinch. As long as you don't have it here, you want to have this one over here so that you can pinch together. Okay, then I could quickly just go boom and just snap it. See that? So when you go really fast, it's like boom, snap. Okay, so, and then you could do it on the other side as well. So snap, bring it down, get out of the way, snap. Okay, so boom, 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 snap. And then you could very, very quickly solve things by just snapping. Okay, you got to the very end of the official series for Rubik's Cube, so congratulations. You now know all the steps to solve the Rubik's Cube, some gotchas, and some shortcuts and tips. Good luck getting it under 5 minutes.